AirPods Pro 2, are they worth it? Should you buy them in 2024? And what are the differences between this, of course, with the USB-C case or the older generation AirPods Pro, the first generation AirPods Pro, and the second generation with the Lightning port. All of this is a bit confusing, but hang on, I will answer all of that. Before we talk about the AirPods Pro, let me see what comes in the box. In the box of the AirPods Pro second generation, well, it's an Apple box. What do you expect? On the front, you get the AirPods Pro, wrapped on this very satisfying to peel plastic. And then, on the back of this plastic, you have the ear tips and the USB-C cable. Not more than that. Do not expect the power brick here, because they do not even include it on the iPhones, but you get several tips for your ears. If you need different sizes, a medium, a large, a small, try them out and choose which one fits better in your ear. Of course, you can go to settings and the AirPods will also tell you which one is the better fit. Then, of course, I will leave with this satisfying peel for ASMR. Yep, that was difficult to take off, but take a look. Beautiful pair of AirPods Pro, brand new. The first generation AirPods Pro came out in 2019, and this was revolutionary. These AirPods were amazing, and they were completely different. They destroyed the other earbuds market because they had the transparency and the noise cancelling, and this was the best at its time. I bought them in 2021, 2 years after their release, because the first pair of AirPods that I had was the first generation of AirPods that came out in 2016, and I love those pair of AirPods. And I thought, I don't need to upgrade. I don't have the needs to upgrade because it's expensive, and again, they cost like $250 or about $300 in my country. And I was like, that's a bit too expensive, let me just use the first generation. Then, of course, I used the first generation AirPods. But after a while, I decided, oh well, I've gathered some money now, I saved up some money, let's upgrade for the AirPods Pro. And I did. I bought them for around $200 on a discount, and I love them. I used them for like 3 years until I was robbed in 2022 and I lost my AirPods Pro first generation. This is my second pair of the AirPods Pro. So since like 2021, I've been using the AirPods Pro, and these are my favorite pair of earbuds ever. It's like ridiculous the amount of hours that I've put in on the AirPods Pro first generation. And most people report that these AirPods don't have actually that great of a sound. The drivers are not that great. And I don't think so. People say the noise cancellation, the transparency mode is really good, but the sound quality could be better. I don't know. I'm not a audiophile, and I always consider that this sound quality was way better than the other things, especially better than the first generation of the AirPods. I never considered that other earbuds could be better until I bought the AirPods Pro second generation. I've bought them last week because this pair of AirPods, the first generation one, died. This is my second pair, and this case is like 2 years. But this second pair just died. I don't know why. The case just start charging, doesn't make any light. Let me see if I can show you. See, nothing. It doesn't react. This is the first generation one. The buds are just fine, they work. But the case, if I click the button there on the back of the case, nothing happens, which is quite weird. I don't know what happened. Maybe the battery inside died. So I was like, well, these are good for nothing now, because the only charge that I have is the AirPods, and they last about 2 hours now with the battery degradation. Before they were 5 hours, now it's 2 hours, 2 hours and a half, most, depending on what you are doing. If you are listening to music with noise cancellation or transparency mode, they will last you 1 hour and a half, 2 hours. If you turn on these features, just listening to music, 2 hours and a half maximum. But at the end of the day, I was like, okay, I will need to charge them every single day, or at least 2 times per day, because trust me, I use this for everything, to do my cardio, to work out, to study, to edit videos on the go. I use them a lot. And of course, to walk outside, which I do a lot. So this is my companion for the everyday struggle. And so these guys are the most important piece of technology in my ecosystem. So I need them to work every day, every time. And these guys not having that big of a charge, and the case not holding that big of a charge, that meant that I needed to charge them during the day. And so they would die between my workouts, between my work days. So I needed something new. And I gathered up some money, went to the Apple store and thought, well, let me check how much does the second generation of the AirPods Pro with USB-C cost? And that's where these guys enter in. I bought the second generation with the USB-C. And so this pair has everything you could expect from the second generation of the AirPods Pro. Again, this is not the newest because Apple released the Lightning version of these AirPods in 2023 with the iPhone 14s, I think. And now, with the iPhone 15s, they updated this version of the AirPods with USB-C. That's the only difference. That and the Apple Vision Pro support. Yes, that's something that most people do not talk about, and it's quite important because now with the AirPods Pro, second generation with USB-C, you can have lossless support with the Apple Vision Pro. And this is quite important now because reviews from the Apple Vision Pro have been coming out, the hype has been building up, and I'm super excited for the Apple Vision Pro, and I'm so glad that I bought the USB-C version, not the Lightning version. I've used the Lightning version, my brother has the Lightning version, and so I have quite of a comparison. Between that and this pair of AirPods, I have found no differences other than USB-C. Other features, like the case, are completely the same. Of course, this has the new speakers built in, the new microphone, it has this thing for you to put straps to hold your AirPods, and this case makes sounds whenever you connect, whenever you disconnect, whenever it has low battery, whenever the AirPods need to be charged, whenever the case needs to be charged, and whenever you want to find it. So now it's not just the AirPods that make that annoying sound when you need to find them. No, the case is also found. And this is always on, showing the battery on your phone. So before, you needed to open the case for the AirPods to show the battery of the case and the AirPods. But if I unlock my iPhone now, I will be able to show you the battery of these AirPods without doing anything. Just take a look at it. You can see that this is closed, and this is always showing the battery of the case and the AirPods. And this is because this is now always connected. It will always show its location. You will be able to find it whenever it's lost. You don't need to open the case to give it the location everywhere on the Find My network. So this case is smarter, better, and now with USB-C, it supports the best port and the universal port in the world. So quite important this update for the AirPods Pro. But after 1 week of living with these AirPods, I gotta say, the sound quality, still, I don't notice that much of a difference between these drivers, the AirPods Pro second generation, and the first generation. Most people say that these are much better. Like audiophiles are saying that these AirPods sound much better. The mids are fuller, the highlights are fuller, everything is just better and less noisy. While the first generation was not that great. And I just put them back to back in my ears. I tried them, and the only thing that I found is that the noise cancellation and the transparency mode here is miles better. The transparency mode and noise cancellation here is much closer to my AirPods Max than is actually closer to the first generation. So these ones are so much better than the first generation ones that I think that they compete with these headphones, which is just ridiculous because this has a much better seal around your ear, but this technology here with the H2 chip is just ridiculous. It's much better, and it's like, oh god, this almost kills the need for the AirPods Max. Maybe for long trips, this one is more comfortable, depending whenever you do. If you like the weight, these ones are probably more comfortable. If you prefer headphones, these ones are still more comfortable. But again, the AirPods Pro second generation with USB-C, insane levels of noise cancellation. If you compare them to the Lightning version, well, I think it's the same pair of AirPods, so the difference is really small. I do believe that the only difference between this and the Lightning version is the port on the case and probably some type of chip inside that allows for lossless with the Apple Vision Pro. Other than that, if you have the Lightning version, there's no reason to update for the USB-C version, especially because this case has 3 methods of charging. It charges via wireless charging, charges via USB-C, and now this case also accepts charging for the Apple Watch puck charger. So there's no reason for you to update because of USB-C. You can charge these via wireless, much better, much more convenient, especially via the Apple Watch charger, which I have an Apple Watch, so really easy for me. If I have an iPhone charger with a wireless charger and the Apple Watch charger, I don't need to be using the USB-C port on here. I like it, it's much more convenient on the go, but if I don't really need it, most of the time I don't use it. So if you have a Lightning version, there's no need to upgrade for the USB-C version. If you have the first generation of the AirPods Pro and they are kind of getting old, the battery is kind of getting degraded, then it's a great choice. The USB-C version has been released just like 4 months ago, so it's quite new. It was released with the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, And all the features here, the adaptive transparency mode, the noise cancellation, when you start talking, the AirPods actually lower the music, the sound of the music, or even stop it for you to be able to hear other people. They turn on the transparency mode. I think it's conversation mode or something like that. All of these modes now are dynamic, and that's super interesting because you don't need to be switching all the time between transparency and noise cancellation. I prefer to do that myself because I have better control, but the AirPods do a great job if you turn on all of that dynamic feature. They reduce the noise sounds, the very high noise sounds, like those noisy construction sounds and all of that bothers you, but they keep the compensation level, the street sounds. So quite weird to be walking outside, not hear some types of sounds and hear the other compensations. It's really weird, but it's a very pleasant experience. So these are the best use of noise cancellation and transparency modes that I've ever saw on a pair of earbuds and headphones, because it's truly, truly insane the amount of technology and software technology that Apple has packed in on the AirPods Pro. These are the best pair of earbuds on the market. They are expensive, they cost $250, but in terms of ecosystem, in terms of features, not just sound quality might not be the best. You probably tell me in the comments down below which one do you think is the best. I'm not saying in terms of sound quality these are the best, because I'm not an audiophile, so for these ones and better ones, I will probably not be able to tell the difference, but for features, I can 100% tell you these are the best. Insane, insane Apple. The features that you got here, quite insane. So let me know in the comments down below, do you have a pair of AirPods and would you upgrade for the USB-C version? Let me know of that in the comments down below. These are still quite expensive, $250, but you can find them on a discount on Amazon almost all the time. For $200, $220, they are the best pair of AirPods ever made. And in my opinion, they are the best pair of earphones for your iPhone 15s. So if you have an iPhone, just grab a pair of AirPods Pro, you will be just fine. Thank you guys for watching, leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel. This has been Tech Smart talking to you here. Bye bye.